Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Did you know that one of the most influential K-pop idols in the world today, Jimin of BTS, debuted without any media coverage whatsoever? Not a single Korean media outlet showed up at BTS's debut press conference. But look at now. Every move he makes trends worldwide. Every photo becomes a headline. And even luxury fashion houses are competing to work with him. How did this incredible transformation happen? In today's video, we're going to break down the inspiring journey of Park Jimin, from an ignored idol to a global trendsetter whose name is constantly talked about everywhere. Stay tuned until the end, because this story will give you goosebumps. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support this channel. June 13th, 2013. A day that should have been the proudest moment for 7 young men from Big Hit Entertainment. BTS, or Bangtan Sonyeondan, officially debuted with the song No More Dream. But do you know what happened? Their press conference room was completely empty. No reporters from major Korean media outlets showed up. No television cameras. No flashes from professional photographers. There were only a few small bloggers and curious fans. Why did this happen? The answer is simple but painful. Big Hit Entertainment at that time was a small agency with no connections to mainstream media. They weren't from the big three, SM, YG, or JYP, who already had direct channels to the media. Jimin and the other 6 members had to accept a harsh reality. Their debut was not considered important by the industry. The media preferred to cover groups from big agencies, even if those groups weren't necessarily more talented. Imagine Jimin's feelings at that time. A young man from Busan who had trained so hard, left a prestigious art dance school, sacrificed so many things, only to debut without any welcome. They had to perform on music shows with only dozens of audience members. While other idols already had huge fandoms from debut, BTS had to build everything from scratch. Even getting one win on a music show felt like an impossible dream. Jimin once shared in an interview that in those early days, they questioned whether they would succeed. Was their choice to become idols the right one? But this is where BTS's strength lies. They never gave up. What was more painful wasn't just the media ignoring them. Industry insiders, music critics, even fellow idols often looked down on BTS. They were considered a Nuguna group, a group that comes and goes without a trace. Jimin and the other members didn't get invitations to popular variety shows. They weren't on the Rookie of the Year lists from major media. Articles about them? Almost none. It was as if BTS didn't exist on Korea's K-pop map. But there was one thing Korean media didn't realize. BTS was building something far bigger than just local popularity. Because they didn't have media support, BTS and Big Hit chose a different path. They built direct connections with fans through social media and digital platforms. Jimin was very active on Twitter, sharing his personal photos and thoughts. BTS had a YouTube account and uploaded various content, from dance practices behind the scenes to daily life vlogs. This was an era when other Korean idols were still very controlled and rarely interacted directly with fans. BTS, especially Jimin, offered authenticity. They didn't appear perfect like robots. They showed their practice sweat, difficulties, failures, and also their happiness. Fans felt like they were growing together with BTS. While the media ignored them, BTS focused on what they could control: their music. BTS's lyrics spoke about social issues, mental health, youth pressure, and realistic dreams. This was very different from the standard love lyrics that dominated K-pop at the time. Jimin, with his stunning vocals and dance, became one of BTS's main selling points. Every performance left a deep impression. His dance moves were powerful yet full of emotion, making people unable to stop watching. And slowly but surely, buzz about BTS began to spread. Not from mainstream media, but through word of mouth from international fans who discovered them on YouTube. Thus was born ARMY, BTS's fandom that would change everything. ARMY didn't wait for the media to tell them BTS was good. They saw it themselves, felt it themselves, and then spread it themselves. Jimin became one of the most beloved members because of his warm, caring, and humble personality. Videos of Jimin being sweet to other members, Jimin crying when they won, Jimin working hard in practice, all went viral organically. ARMY created fan accounts, translated BTS content into dozens of languages, streamed their songs, and defended BTS from hate comments. They became BTS's true media. May 5th, 2015. BTS won for the first time on a music show with the song, I Need You. This moment was very emotional, especially for Jimin. Jimin cried on stage, not just from ordinary happiness, but because all their struggles, sacrifices, and dark days had finally paid off. This one proved they weren't a Naguna group. They were something special. The video of Jimin crying during BTS's first win became one of the most iconic moments in K-pop history. Millions of people watched it and felt connected to that genuine emotion. After this win, Korean media started to glance at BTS a little, but still with skepticism and not wholeheartedly. 2016 became the year of massive expansion. The album Wings launched and immediately exploded. Jimin got the solo track, Lie, which showcased his incredible vocal and acting abilities. The Lie performance went viral, and many called it one of the best solo stages in K-pop. What was surprising, BTS wasn't just popular in Korea or Asia. They exploded in America, Europe, Latin America, the Middle East, and almost every continent. Something that had never happened before for a K-pop group. Korean media started to get confused. How could the group they ignored suddenly become a global phenomenon? Why did Western media cover BTS seriously first? In 2017, BTS appeared at the Billboard Music Awards and won Top Social Artist. Jimin and the other members stood on the same red carpet as top Hollywood artists. They performed at the American Music Awards. They appeared on various American talk shows. Ironically, Korean media only really paid attention after seeing Western media cover BTS seriously. Suddenly, BTS was Korea's pride. Media that once closed their doors were now competing to interview BTS. But did BTS, especially Jimin, hold grudges? No, they remained humble and professional, but they also didn't forget where they came from. Now, let's talk about Jimin as a trendsetter. After BTS's global success, Jimin became one of the most influential fashion icons in the world. Whatever Jimin wears sells out within hours. This phenomenon is called the Jimin effect. Fashion brands, from streetwear to luxury, compete for Jimin to wear their products because it's guaranteed to go viral and sell out. Dior, Tiffany & Co., and various world luxury brands acknowledge Jimin's influence. He doesn't even need to be an official brand ambassador. Every time he's seen wearing a certain item, it immediately trends and is searched for worldwide. Jimin is also known for his unique style, a combination of masculine and feminine, edgy and soft, streetwear and high fashion. He's not afraid to experiment, and that's exactly what inspires so many people. Every post Jimin makes on social media is an event. His photos always trend worldwide. Any hashtag related to Jimin is guaranteed to trend. Jimin also became the Korean artist with the most fan accounts across various platforms. His photos are reposted millions of times. His videos are compiled and get tens of millions of views. What's interesting is that Jimin doesn't need to post every day or do extreme things to go viral. His presence alone is enough. A simple selfie from Jimin can generate more engagement than a carefully planned marketing campaign by big brands. The title Sold Out King or sold out fairy was given to Jimin because of his ability to sell anything instantly. This doesn't just apply to fashion. BTS albums with Jimin on the cover sold out. Merchandise with Jimin's photo sold out in minutes. Even locations Jimin visits can immediately become crowded with fans and tourists. Economists and marketing experts have acknowledged the Jimin effect as a real economic phenomenon. There are studies calculating that exposure from Jimin can be worth millions to tens of millions of dollars for a brand. As a vocalist and dancer, Jimin also changed industry standards. His unique vocal style, a combination of power and emotion, became an inspiration for many trainees and new idols. His dance, which blends contemporary, modern, and traditional Korean dance elements, created a signature style that many imitate but can never match. Jimin's stage performances are always the most talked about. His facial expressions, body language, the way he conveys the emotion of songs. Everything becomes a masterclass for other performers. Now, Korean media are competing to cover every move of Jimin and BTS. Every BTS comeback becomes breaking news. Every BTS achievement becomes a major headline. What's ironic is that many of the same media outlets that once ignored BTS are now making content like "We knew they would be big" or "BTS journey to success," as if they had supported BTS from the beginning. But ARMY remembers. The internet remembers. Many old articles showing how Korean media underestimated BTS can still be found. And this becomes a valuable lesson about how premature judgment can be so wrong. What makes Jimin even more loved is his attitude that hasn't changed despite becoming a global superstar. He remains humble, still caring toward fans, still respectful to others. Jimin often thanks ARMY and says that all this success is thanks to the fans. He never elevates himself or looks down on others. This attitude contrasts sharply with some celebrities who change after becoming famous. Even toward the media that once ignored BTS, Jimin remains professional and has never publicly brought up that past. This shows maturity and strong character. Jimin and BTS have proven that true success doesn't require validation from mainstream media or industry insiders. What matters most is a genuine connection with the audience and quality work. They open the way for indie artists from small agencies, and anyone who dreams of succeeding without having to rely on the old exclusive system. Jimin's journey from ignored idol to global trendsetter is proof that talent, hard work, and authenticity will always win in the end. So what can we learn from Jimin BTS's inspiring journey? First, never let rejection or neglect define your worth. When Korean media closed their doors to BTS, they didn't give up. They found another way, and that way led them to much greater success. Second, focus on what you can control. Jimin couldn't control whether the media would cover them or not, but he could control the quality of his performance, his interaction with fans, and the work produced. Third, authenticity is the greatest strength. In an era where everyone tries to appear perfect, Jimin and BTS chose to be real. And that's exactly what made them stand out and be loved by millions. Fourth, true success takes time. BTS didn't blow up overnight. They needed years of struggling, failing, getting back up, and moving forward. Patience and consistency are key. Fifth, stay humble no matter what. Jimin could be arrogant or cocky now because of his success, but he chooses to remain humble and grateful. And that's exactly what makes his influence even stronger. Jimin BTS's story from ignored idol to global trendsetter isn't just about K-pop or the entertainment industry. This is a universal story about struggle, perseverance, and triumph that can inspire anyone. Every time you feel ignored, underestimated, or dismissed, remember Jimin. Remember that empty press conference room in 2013. And also remember how now the whole world is talking about the name Park Jimin. The media that didn't want to cover them before Now they have to queue and compete for a chance to interview BTS. Brands that weren't interested before, now they're on their knees begging for collaboration. But most importantly, Jimin and BTS didn't do all this for revenge or to prove something to people who doubted them. They did it because of their love for music, performance, and ARMY. And that's why they're not just successful, but also respected and admired around the world. Okay guys, that's the inspiring story of Jimin BTS, from an ignored idol to becoming a global trendsetter whose name is always trending everywhere. If you're inspired by this video, don't forget to like and share it with your friends who might need motivation. Drop in the comments section your favorite moments about Jimin or BTS. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss other inspiring videos about K-pop and the interesting stories behind it. Remember, true success doesn't require validation from others. What you need is hard work, authenticity, and a never give up attitude. See you in the next video. Stay inspired, stay humble, and keep chasing your dreams. Goodbye.